Alright, I wanted to get another match in since we only got 4 actual matches in during the league. We're on the draw. Our hand's not that exciting without drawing a couple more lands, so I'm going to mulligan. We've got mana fixing, we have stuff to do later in the game. We'll keep it. Get rid of a Vraska's Contempt. Let's see. Play Darkboar Pathway. Soul Guide Lantern, go. Our opponent leads on a Champion of the Perished with a Concealed Courtyard as their land for turn 1. Plays an Isolated Chapel tapped on turn 2. Plays another Champion of the Perished. Alright. Hopefully these don't get so big to where I can't languish them away. But we'll see. I'm probably still going to Collective Brutality the 2/2/1 this turn. Just to make sure that it gets taken out. Since we're on the draw, I don't really want to risk taking too many beats before we get our Wrath down on turn 4. Plays a Stitcher Supplier, that's fine. Yep. They're playing a Rally deck, okay. Well, Soul Guide Lantern feels a lot better now. They play Dread Wanderer. They have 2 cards in hand. They play a Foulmire Knight. Okay. Their champion is now a 4/4. If they play another zombie over the next turn, it's going to be too large for us to languish it. We drew a go blank. So let's go. Cast a go blank on you, make sure that we get rid of the last card in your hand in case it's a zombie. And then they have to draw a zombie here to be able to grow champion. We got rid of a Dark Salvation, okay. Does Dark Salvation make zombies? Target player creates a 2... Yes, it would have made zombies, great. Okay, he got a Crypt Breaker anyway, so it's gonna grow. So we will need to get an answer for this 5/5 Champion of the Perished. I'm definitely glad that I got rid of the larger one with the Collective Brutality earlier. That would have been very bad. We take a bunch of damage. See, he doesn't attack with everything for some reason. That's fine. He could have had us much closer to dead. Alright, we draw Field of Ruin. That means that we're going to be able to Dark Petition for an answer for the champion. Let's languish. Oh, he held them back so he could draw a card, I see. Mills with Stitcher Supplier. We're at 7, he has a 5/5 still. Plays a Godless Shrine, has 1 card left in his hand. Plays Liliana. Alright, if Liliana pluses and mills a zombie, we just die. Yep. Did not mill a zombie, we dodged it. Beautiful. We take 5, so we're still dead to Lily even after we get rid of this champion. Cash in Dark Petition. Get Hero's Downfall. Hero's Downfall, your guy. Say go. Fingers crossed, no Lily shenanigans. Down ticks Lily for some reason. So we're gonna get rid of the graveyard with Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, he would have drained us if he milled a zombie card there, so he gave us another chance to untap for basically no reason. Still dead to a Liliana hitting something. Hey. Looks like we're dead. Alright. Yup. Let's get Cry the Carnariums, that seems very good. Let's get Grafdigger's Cage, that seems very good. Crypt Incursion seems very good. Fog, maybe, let's see. We will get rid of a pair of Thoughtseizes. Get rid of a Necromentia. Get rid of a Balaged Recovery. We'll run it like, well, kind of want Ashiok too. Bring in Ashioks for more graveyard hate. Get rid of the other two Thoughtseizes, I think. We want Go Blanks because they discard cards and also exile the graveyard. Yeah, I think that's fine. Alright. So we're bringing in 2 Ashioks, Crypt Incursion, Grafdigger's Cage, and 2 Cry of the Carnariums. Pretty much everything that we have in the sideboard for graveyard decks. Won the die roll, because we are... Go Blank into Languish seems decent. I'll keep. Mulligans to 6. Alright. Hissing Quagmire, go. Opponent plays a tapped land, we go Swamp Pass. Opponent plays a Wayward Servant and passes the turn. Woodland Cemetery. Well, we drew a Crypt Incursion, so let's go ahead and cast Go Blank to get a couple of cards out of their hand. Whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Okay. We got a Rally the Ancestors and a Lazotep Reaver with our Go Blank. Plays a Diagraph Colossus. Two cards in our opponent's hand. Let's play Field of Ruin. Let's play... I don't really want to Languish yet since he only has 2 creatures out. So maybe I wait a turn on that. Let's play a Soul Guide Lantern. And then probably just Field of Ruin him. Corpse Knight, okay. So that's at least one more thing. One more thing that Languish hits. Or 2 more things really with the zombie token that Colossus makes. So I'm ready to pull the trigger on Languish next turn. And then we have a Soul Guide Lantern up, so in case he can immediately start getting things back, we can stop that. Let's get a basic forest with our Field of Ruin. Yep. Untap. Play a Woodland Cemetery. Play a Languish. Alright. Say go. Plays a Wayward Servant, that's fine. Plays a Crypt Breaker. That's fine too. We're gonna kill the Crypt Breaker with the Fatal Push now. Cryptbreaker making tokens and drawing cards is a bit scarier than Wayward Servant just draining things. Casualties of War is good, especially since he's stuck on lands. Let's go play Darkboar Pathway, cast Casualties of War. Destroy target land, destroy target creature. Creature, and we don't really care about his life total, so let's hit Caves of Koilos. Get him off of double white things. Say go. We're probably going to Crypt Incursion soon, and then just cash in Soul Guide Lantern to draw a card. Grafdigger's Cage, okay. Let's attack with Hissing Quagmire. See if he has like a Fatal Push or something. No Fatal Push, we'll play Grafdigger's Cage. Say go. We'll draw a card with Soul Guide Lantern on the end of his turn. Opponent plays Isolated Chapel. Passes the turn. They have 2 cards in hand. We don't know what they are. Draw a card. We got a Field of Ruin. Let's attack with Hissing Quagmire. Now we have Abrupt Decay up. Say go. Opponent plays a 4th land. I imagine he has either a rally, like rally effects or a Liliana in his hand since he hasn't had 4 mana yet. Plays a Dark Salvation. Makes it 2/2. Okay. We will we'll go ahead and Abrupt Decay that. We'll get in with Hissing Quagmire. Now we can To the Slaughter Liliana. And we have another Ritual of Soot in case he can make a wide board again. And we can Crypt Incursion if we need to gain life suddenly. There's Liliana. Does not drain us. We To the Slaughter our opponent to get rid of Lily. Okay, our opponent has a Fragmentize in the graveyard. So we know he has some answers to Grafdigger's Cage at least. We get in for 2. Field of Ruin. Activate Hissing Quagmire. Get in for 2. All the way with a Hissing Quagmire is our plan. We are tied in life total now. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. We don't know either of them yet. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 creatures in their graveyard, so we can gain 15 with Crypt Incursion. But we're going to leave it up for now. So it's possible that we get into the next game and he still doesn't know about Crypt Incursion existing. Attack for 2. Opponent's at 8. Say go. Opponent plays a 6th land. Passes the turn. Animate Hissing Quagmire. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Opponent takes it. Down to 6. 3 Hissing Quagmire combat steps away. That's all we need. Opponent taps for a Dark Salvation. Well, we're going to want to Ritual of Soot those away. So let's go ahead and Crypt Incursion you. Just to make sure you don't get to like Fragmentize and then Rally or something. Untap. Field of Ruin. Ritual of Soot. Animate Hissing Quagmire. Next turn we actually have the mana to cast Dark Petition, get a Collective Brutality to drain you, and then also hit you with Hissing Quagmire. So this should be the last turn. Dread Wanderer enters tapped. Opponent passes. We play a land. Animate Hissing Quagmire. Attack for 2. Get in. Yup. And Dark Petition for the surprise kill? Unless he has some instant way to gain life here. We'll see. Okay, opponent concedes. Doesn't let us give them the instant kill. Alright. Let's just keep everything the same. I didn't really notice any cards that I didn't want. So I think it's fine. Casualties of War was surprisingly good there because even though our opponent had a very aggressive game 1, we were able to Casualties of War one of their only lands away along with a creature. And that's the main reason that I always wind up keeping Casualties of War in this list, is because occasionally it's just like sometimes it'll get stuck in your hand, but there's only one of them in your deck. You're planning on getting to at least 6 mana with this deck anyway fairly early. And it's just such a blowout sometimes. Like, it's really good against the Niv deck. When I was first playing this deck, the Fires of Invention deck with the Fires of Invention, like Planeswalker-y control deck was still in the format, or was still at least relevant. And it was really good against that. Oh, hand's not great, but I don't want to go down further. We'll get rid of a land. I'll get rid of Urborg. Opponent plays a tapped land on turn 1. We'll play Hissing Quagmire. Say go. Corpse Knight, okay. We play a Darkboar Pathway. Say go. Probably gonna Abrupt Decay the Corpse Knight here so they don't take a bunch of extra damage. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of it. Cool. Play Fabled Passage, pass. So next turn we can play Woodland Cemetery and Vraska's Contempt something. And we should still not be dead for a while. And then if we have Vraska's Contempt next turn, we'll be able to play a land and cast Dark Petition with Spell Mastery the turn after. That's pretty good. Diagraph Colossus. Alright, doesn't play an additional zombie. At least not yet. Yep. Yep. Alright, let's Fabled Passage. Get a basic forest. Untap. Woodland Cemetery. Let's go ahead and Vraska's Contempt here, so that he doesn't get any zombie tokens. Because the zombie tokens, along with the draining from Wayward Servant, seems very obnoxious. Opponent has 3 cards in hand, and that Diagraph Colossus cannot come back now since it's exiled. So that's good. And we have 6 lands now, so we're going to be able to Dark Petition this next turn, and then we'll be able to cast Seasons Past. Plays a Champion of the Perished and a Liliana. Mills with Liliana and drains us. I think we get Cry of the Carnarium with our Dark Petition here. Unfortunately, we don't have Delirium, otherwise that would be pretty sweet to get rid of Liliana. Alright, let's Dark Petition with Spell Mastery, get Cry of the Carnarium. Exile the creatures. Say go. Liliana can ultimate and get just a Corpse Knight right now, so that's not very scary. Well, a Corpse Knight and a Crypt Breaker. But we'll be able to answer those fairly quickly too. Opponent's got 1 card in hand. They ultimate Liliana, get a couple guys. If we draw another Wrath, that'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Because I'd like to be able to like, Alright, so we got a Fatal Push. What are we concerned about exactly? Let's crack Fabled Passage. Get a Forest. And let's go ahead and cast Seasons Past. Get Dark Petition, Vraska's Contempt, Abrupt Decay, Fabled Passage, and Cry of the Carnarium. So refill our hand. We'll take some beats this coming turn, but I doubt that it'll be enough to kill us. 4, 5. We're up to 7 cards in hand again. Say go. So the goal is like, our opponent plays some things this turn maybe makes a zombie with Crypt Breaker or something. We take some damage, we Cry of the Carnarium the board away, then we can cast To the Slaughter, or Vraska's Contempt to get rid of Liliana. And we should be fairly stable from there, since we can just loop Dark Petition. He has Thought Seizes, but we don't see that many of them, so I'm not particularly concerned about it. Let's get Swamp, cast Cry. Yep. Cast To the Slaughter. I don't know why I tapped that last land. There we go. Pass the turn. Opponent has 1 card in their hand, they have 1 creature in their graveyard, and we have the scariest hissing Quagmire in the world to start attacking them with. I'm probably going to Dark Petition to get Mastermind's Acquisition and cast Mastermind's Acquisition for Seasons Past this next turn, so that we can just go get like Carnage Tyrant or Ashiok and close the game out. Looks like a Dark Salvation, probably. Yep. X3. X3 2/2s. Let's Fatal Push one of them now. Play a Swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get Mastermind's Acquisition. Cast it. Get Seasons Past. Fatal Push your guy. Say go. So this next turn we get Fabled Passage, Fatal Push, Mastermind's Acquisition, Dark Petition, and probably Cry the Carnarium. We're at 8. Because of all the ETB drain guys, I want to have a padded life total against this deck, but I don't think we're in danger yet. He has 2 cards. Mitsuko Husk. Definitely killing that. Definitely killing that. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have a 2-drop in our graveyard yet. So let's go Abrupt Decay and Nitsuko Husk. Seasons Pass. Get Fabled Passage, Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay, Mastermind's Acquisition, Dark Petition, Cry the Carnarium. Play Fabled Passage, fetch, get a basic Swamp, and Fatal Push. So there you go. 2 creatures in our opponent's graveyard now. We don't have Grafdigger's Cage yet, so reanimation is slightly scary, but if we get a Crypt Incursion soon, at least we'll be able to gain back some life. There's a Wayward Servant. Well, let's play Urborg, play Abrupt Decay on your guy. Cast Dark Petition. I feel like opponent's going to concede soon. I mean, with us having 2 tutors, they can't just draw 1 Thoughtseize. Opponent says our deck is boring to play against. Yay! Alright, so our record is 4-2. Our actual record of games that we actually played is 3-2 because one of those was just a match that conceded against us. So we still finished with a winning record, so I'm at least pretty happy about that in both situations. And I'll see you next week.